Welcome, everybody, to Connections Count with your host, me, Melody Beach. Today, we have a fabulous guest with us. Her name is Racquel T. She is the director for the Center for Women in Excellence.
Enterprise.
I say excellence every time. I don't know why. That's because we're excellent, right? So you who follow me or know Melody Beach Consulting Group, the HR business that one of the businesses I have, will probably remember Racquel from some of the promotions and posts that we've done because we love supporting her and we are part of the board. So welcome, Racquel.
Hey, Melody, how are you? Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you here with us today and talking about all the wonderful things that you're doing. So let's jump in.
Oh man, it's been a while though.
It's been a while.
It took a while to just be on here, but I'm really happy to be here and thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. But it's been a whirlwind.
I know.
You have been rocking and shaking out there. I've been following you and I've been, helping and we've been doing things. So let's let the listeners and people that are watching this know more about you.
All right. First, I like to start off by saying I'm Jamaican. So, go on, everybody. Born and raised in Jamaica. Migrated here in 2011. Went to Delaware for a while, but not my cup of tea. Moved to Massachusetts and, went to Becker, RIP. Received my Bachelor of Arts in Global Citizenship and also just been very involved in the community since moving here. For me, why I love doing that is because growing up in Jamaica, for me to even reach where I am, I used to do that a lot, like from primary school days, elementary school days.
Really?
Yes.
What did you do?
So when it comes to extracurricular activities, right, there were these things called brownies and girl guides, 4-H, all of it.
We have those here as well.
Yeah, all of it. And I just used to join, and my teachers, one of the things I really love about the teachers that I've got the opportunity of learning from, they always challenged me. I think I don't remember if it was daddy or mommy, told me once that, I don't know if I'm supposed to share it, but when I was in kindergarten, the easy, kindergarten, the teacher would literally give me books that were above kindergarten level. Mm-hmm. And she will just give them to me and tell me to read them and stuff like that. So from those times,
she saw something in you.
Pretty much.
She was stretching you.
Yes. And when he told me, I was like, really, that's something, and throughout my education journey, I've seen that where there's a teacher who always sees something in me. And anytime they just give me that little bit of opportunity, I just run with it.
Great.
Yeah, that's how I did it. So that's why I was always in different extracurricular activities throughout my time going to school, from primary, high school, and then college. I run the 4-H chapter back in Jamaica. I used to visit the homeless shelters, even on Christmas and stuff. These are things I was doing all this time without, But I didn't really have a name of what it is. It's just me just giving back because how I grew up, I would say I grew up in poverty. And a lot of the opportunities that came my way, not a lot of young people like me got that. Okay. So for me to be very, to be appreciative and show gratitude, I would always say, okay, let me pay back this way, utilizing my time.
That's beautiful.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I moved here and it was similar, but like I said, I was just doing it. It wasn't something that I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it. It came natural to me.
And didn't you meet a lot of people that way as well?
Yes, that's how my network started growing, coming here. So I have to give a big shout out to a former professor of mine, Deb Fontaine. I'll tell you the story of how I met her. I was supposed to do a work study interview, and I had on this shirt. had a button missing. So, I have to dress up. So I walk into the office with my hand like this because I was trying to hide the button. And she walked, when I saw her, I said, "Hi, I'm Racquel. I'm here for the interview." And she responded with the warmest. I just felt comfortable, no judgment, nothing like that. And that interview turned into like a conversation. Like I knew this woman for years, and we scheduled me going to Jamaica with her.
That's a connection.
That
is a connection that was meant to be.
Yes.
All right, to make you feel like that. So I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there are so many instances like that happen in my life, and I'm like, I'm always gonna be grateful for that. But with Debbie, we became like, she was like my mom. You understand? And she like started to challenge me. "Racquel, come to this with me." And what's funny is that I like to dress very comfortable. So if it's not something of great importance, I just throw on something, and I will go to school, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to the chamber for something," and I'm in sandals, shorts, and t-shirt, and she said, "Come with me," and I'm like this, what, but I still went.
That's your authentic self.
Yeah, I went same way, and that's how I started to meet so many people, especially in the Worcester area. Yeah. I can list like a whole lot of people off the top of my head. That's how I met.
I was just going to say, that's how we met at a woman's luncheon that was being put on by another mentor, friend, professional in the Worcester area who I had met through somebody else.
Exactly.
Who was well known in the area. She actually represents herself as like a connector, right? She knows a lot of people. She's in one of those businesses that's well known in the country, not just in our area.
Right.
I'm suspecting.
Yeah.
And again, she was bringing a whole group of women together for lunch where we could talk about anything that we needed to talk about, share lessons learned, things of that nature. And you happened to be there.
Yes.
Right. And I was so intrigued by your story because if you remember, you were talking about your project that you had done at Becker. So share that project, if you wouldn't mind.
All right.
And I don't want to change your thought process, but I don't want to forget that project.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely, because that's what I was going to go into. So one chair for one child. That was a classroom assignment. That came about through Debbie. She invited me on a service learning trip. First time hearing the concept. What are we going to do? She said, "We're going to be in a community for a few days. We're going to do some work there, teaching, farming, engaging with the community members.
Love it.
And then we're going to get to go on excursions." It was in the middle of March, wintertime. I was like sold.
Nice warm weather. Hello, count me in.
I was sold. And I got there, and the fact that I've lived in Jamaica for so long and didn't know that there was this happening in this community. It's in Westmoreland. That's like the other side of the island where so I'm from Portland. Westmoreland is the other side, right? And I fell in love with the concept of what they do, bringing in students to enjoy the culture of Jamaica, not just from not the resort side.
Right. Immersing yourself.
You understand?
Right.
Immersing, engaging, and so forth. And so I'm there, we're teaching, and it's like this memory came back. I saw these kids, they're sharing cheers, sharing this. All of that's happening, and I'm there like just going down memory lane in my head because I went through it as a child.
It's bringing back connections for you,
right.
Memories, and whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. It's bringing back things that you connected with, you resonated with.
Definitely, yeah. And so I started laughing because I was like, wait, that used to happen to me when I was a kid, and I remember how old I was at the time. And I was like, wait, why is this still happening though? Like, we should have passed this, Yeah. And so I started talking to the founder who he recently passed of the organization there. And he has his story as well. He had his story of going to school and struggling with chairs and desk and just other educational materials. And I'm like, so as anyone start trying to help, and especially rural and remote areas, you know, and he started saying that nothing has ever come his way in that sense, like no projects or stuff like that. So I got back to the States and it stayed on my mind, you know, and I kept on, you know, just reading, researching what's happening. And then that following year, my sophomore year, one of my course was, the final assignment was to create a proposal that think of a social problems, align it with the sustainable development goals, and think of the way how you will help to alleviate that problem.
Wow.
And just like that, the chair project came back same way. And the one thing that I could align it with was education. And for me, that's my greatest weapon. I am not skillful at sports or anything like that. But I know that I'm smart enough, like being educated. I love to read. I love to try new things in terms of whether it's science or chemistry or bio.
Great.
That's what I love. And
we need more of that, by the way, guys.
And so that's my passion. And then I start to align it with that number 4, sustainable development goal, quality education for all. And so I was like, if I'm going to do this, I want it to be rural and remote Jamaica. That's where I grew up. That's where my story is. And so I just started doing it. My professor loved the proposal. And she was like, well, so Racquel, what are you waiting on? I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And she's like, so you're going to do it? And I'm like, I don't have money to do this, right? And we just I sat down and I started thinking about it, sent a proposal to Mr. Brown at the time. And he said, this looked like a God-sent project. And that's what got me when it said God-sent.
Imagine that.
Yes, that's what got me. And from the first $150 donated, we continued to do small fundraisers as usual until in its project form, 100 chairs were built.
Wow.
You know,
yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Great, just to start.
Yes, just that. And so the more I start going back to Jamaica, visiting these schools, we start to see that it was just more than chairs and desks. I was just in one of the classrooms. I saw a bed, like a sponge and stuff, and I'm like, what is that? And it's telling me it's the sick bay. And I was like, how can a sick bay be in a classroom? And, you know, they told us all about the struggles. And I'm telling you, this is the rural and remote parts we're talking about. You get me? So
I do.
I got back and I said, we need to do more. And that's why I changed the project from One Chair to One Child to call it For One Child Foundation with the help of Startup Worcester. Yep. So I got accepted. And I can say SCORE was very instrumental in aligning the mission and helping me to come up with the name and how I will
Great
do all of that.
organization.
Yes.
For those that are listening or interested in perhaps starting something or anything of that nature, keep that in mind. SCORE is a great organization. However, there are others as well. Go ahead.
But let me finish up the 4-1 child and I'll tell you about the other one. With that, but with you coming on, and I'm glad that you're here to see the work we've done. Once we became a nonprofit, since 2017, 600 chairs built, 14 schools, books, thousands of books and pencil.
So hold that thought for a moment.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, guys? 600 chairs, 14 schools, thousands of books, all since 2017. That's phenomenal.
Right. Yeah.
You should be so proud. You and your team. And I know you got a team here in the States and you got a team in Jamaica. So kudos to all of the folks that are involved in this.
Yes. Yeah. So 21 schools have benefited from the books and 21 schools. Yeah. And we launched our laptop project where 4 schools benefited from it so far.
Wow.
You know,
so you've evolved.
You've
You've gone from chairs to educational books or books of all kinds.
Yes.
And then also now laptops.
Yes.
What's the next goal?
And we also do scholarships now. So that's another thing. So
Look at that.
14 kids have received scholarships from us so far.
That's amazing.
So I think these are the unexpected impact, because I was like, I don't know how far this would have gone.
Right.
And just from cheer, people volunteering, these kids getting scholarship to go to prominent universities like University of the West Indies, UTech, and then those kids at the primary school level, they're receiving scholarship to get uniforms and have some money that they can prepare themselves to go to school the following academic year. So
that's beautiful.
So those are,
That's a wonderful thing that you and your team are doing and giving these kids such an opportunity that maybe they might not have had before. So first, before we move on, let's let the listeners know how they can get in touch with you or the organization. So put a shout out to your connections.
All right. So our organization, For One Child, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Just type in For One Child Foundation and you will find us. You can send us an email at info@foronchild.org. Check out our website at foronchild.org. And we're all on Facebook. My name is Racquel Knight. If you add me as a friend, you're going to see For One Child too. So it's everywhere. Yes.
So we mentioned briefly there's other organizations, right? Other organizations in Central Mass and surrounding areas that can help entrepreneurs or people that might have the bug. So talk a little bit about that.
All right. So the one of the organizations that I have to talk about is the one that I'm currently the director for the Central and Western Mass for, and that's the Center for Women and Enterprise. We are Center for Women and Enterprise as 5 women business center across New England, right? Okay. And I am the director for the Central Mass and the Western Mass region. Okay. We provide workshops, trainings, one-on-one consultation, or if you're in the growth stage of your business and want to consider certification, we host the WeBank arm, which is the Women Business Enterprise National Council. I may be wrong. I'm bad at acronyms, but I may be wrong. But
I love your honesty.
If you're looking to become a certified business, that's where we can help you as well.
Anyone.
And so we are for women, right? Yeah. But we're exclusive to everyone, right? So if you have just an idea, like you just write it on paper and you need help, you just reach out to us, cweonline.org, and we'll be able to help you from the beginning stage straight to even if you're looking to exit your business. We have the resources to assist you with that as well.
Now, for those that might not be familiar with it, are there free workshops? Are there small nominal fee workshops? How does that work?
So it depends. So as of right now, before the pandemic, we used to charge, right? Mm-hmm. The pandemic happened. We kind of started letting everything free. Mm-hmm. Now that we're past post-pandemic, okay. Right?
Officially.
We have to strategize again, right? Yeah. So right now we're doing a sliding scale kind of payment.
Oh, that's nice.
And $0 is also an option. So if you don't have it, we are not looking to turn away anyone. We won't turn away anyone, but something is there for everybody.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And so I think that for those that may know of it, mm-hmm. or folks that this is brand spanking new, this is a great resource for folks to look into and see what might be a good fit for you, depending on what stage you might be at. Mm-hmm. And besides businesses, what other workshops do you offer?
So if you're looking to do some consulting work with us,
okay.
Yes, you can reach out to us as well. So we're always looking for consultants and instructors mm-hmm. to teach our
Yeah,
workshops and so
facilitate.
forth and do all of that. So if you're interested in that kind of opportunity, we do that too. We're partners with the Small Business Association, which is another excellent resource. They have tons of workshops as well that can help you to propel your business further.
That's
as
great.
Well. Yes.
That's great. So you work in collaboration with them?
Yes.
So there's 3 great resources that we have just heard about and we'll share and are sharing with you guys. So you can find all of that out on the internet.
Yes.
If you need to or want to explore that and are curious to get more information.
Yes. uweonline.org.
Love it. And how long have you been there, Racquel?
Yeah, so it's last year, actually. Funny story. I would say I was a client of CWE as well. In 2018, I actually did a panel discussion. That was when For One Child was like brand new, you know? And so I had met Michelle Miller, who was the director at the time. And I was, working at Advocates for a little bit, and she just sent me the job description in my LinkedIn message and was like, hey, can you share with your network? Or if you want, you can take a look at it. Now, the thing that almost like got me, I saw the word director and I was like, okay, this isn't for me. So I opened it and I started to look at the job description and I was like, wait, this is exactly what I need. I want. This is the job for me. And I applied. Interview went great, and I've been there since January 2nd of last year.
That's great.
Yes.
There's another example, right? So you weren't sure what that was going to be, and your curiosity, right? Intrigue, wanted to know what that was about. Plus, you had plans for yourself. Right. You had aspirations. And I also truly believe that things happen for a reason.
I agree with that.
And meeting people all over for all these years, people are connecting with you. They get to know you. They see you as not only a resource, but someone that potentially can bring things forward, right? And you get opportunities presented to you. Yes. So I'm so thrilled that you got this role. Yes. And you've been just growing tremendously in this role.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I see it all over social media and all the events that you've been doing and holding.
Yes. And the purpose of that is to actually still connect, get business owners, get people who are interested, just to become more comfortable with networking, let them know that they're not alone in this whole entrepreneurship role. Entrepreneurship can be a lonely thing.
It can be.
But with resources like CWE or SCORE or the SBDC or the SBA, if everybody can come together and start to help, just connect and say, hey, I know that person and this person come together, it wouldn't be it won't be that lonely because we're here to help them. We're here to be a guide to them. And so that's why I like being in the community. I really don't like being around my laptop, but.
Well, you're not a solo person. You are somebody that strives and energizes from being around people, and growing what I call the network sphere. Right. Right. Now, I did see it isn't just those types of events. You're at conferences too. I've seen those all over. Weren't you at one last night?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. It's the Central Mass Conference for Women. Oh my gosh, the thing about it, just being in a room with all these powerful, phenomenal women entrepreneurs, I'm telling you, it was a great feeling and just an experience to be a part of.
It builds your confidence,
yes,
right? And it can not just energize you, but it can challenge you. And you take away at least one nugget, if not more, and a lot of connections.
Oh yes, you're so right about that. One of what my takeaway from even that conference was just listening to the speakers and how vulnerable they were. So these, like I said, they're powerful, but sharing their story and being so vulnerable to share it with us or who was in the audience was just amazing. It bring out that human side of entrepreneurs, and I really just admired that.
It shows that you're not alone. You're not on an island, even though most of the time you might think you are, especially if you're a very small business with not a large team, and you might work remote, so you're not interacting on a daily basis with somebody. But it shows, and it also shows that they're human, and you're not wrong for feeling the way you feel sometimes.
That is true.
Right?
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I know I need to do more of that. I do. I need to get out more. I need to show my face and just, again, get that vibe from others that will help me move my stuff forward. I do want to circle back, though, to your nonprofit.
Yes.
Right? Because it takes a village, not just people, but finances, right, to do some of the wonderful things that you're doing, right? So talk to us about how we raise money.
All right. So for right now, we do fundraisers. Our biggest fundraiser is usually our annual golf tournament.
Annual. What year are we going into?
We're going into the 4th year.
4th year. Okay.
Into our 4th year. And like I said, we're growing. The needs are being, shared with us, and we want to be that organization that will be able to help alleviate the lack of educational resources in rural and remote Jamaican schools. So the tournament happens every year.
Usually in the summer?
In the summertime or fall, between July and September.
Love it.
Yeah, we play golf, we eat food, we have a fun time, lots of raffle donations. And it is also an opportunity for business who are looking to market their brand. We have all sponsorships, all-in-one sponsorships. This year we decided to do the business a business sponsorship silver and business sponsorship gold, which each of them allow you to have a foursome and marketing on everything and so forth. So
nice.
I think that if you're a small business looking to get some exposure, a whole sponsorship is $125. So
that's a no-brainer. And then think about how many people are going to be going past that hole. Right? If you're a whole sponsor and you get a sign there, right?
Yes.
And then if you do a business sponsor level or one of those other levels that you just mentioned, you get all that marketing. Right? The marketing on all the things that you're using, whether it's the stuffer in the stuffer bags for the golfers. Or the banners.
Right. And I've been doing lives with businesses as well.
I saw that.
Yeah. So that's new. I'm going into their place of business, or if I meet them up for coffee or tea, I'm a tea person.
Tea. I'll remember that.
Yeah. I'm a tea person. So we'll be there and we just do a live. For the first time this year, we have a event sponsor,
Nice.
And it's really good to have someone of, Caribbean background as well. And she is, spiritually fabulous. She's amazing.
Oh,
the work
great.
she does, she gives back to the community, and she was very excited to be saying that, you know what? I want to give back to Jamaica this year.
Well, it's like the stars were aligned, right?
Yes,
and it's also a great, what I'm hearing is that the event is growing.
Yes.
I'm hearing now we have an event sponsor. We have multiple levels of sponsorship, and that just attests to, I guess, the growth that you're having year on year for this fundraiser.
Right.
And I can just imagine what it's going to be like down the road. So for those that might be interested, certainly reach out to Racquel directly and get more information, whether it's this year or any year, because as we said, well, you mentioned it's an annual thing.
Yes.
Great way to get exposure.
Definitely.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. What else do you want to let the listeners know?
Well, we're also we're partnering with the workshop, the Makerspace, which is in Leicester, and we're looking to start building some of our chairs until we build. Because in Jamaica, what we're moving forward to is to building a educational resource center that mimics a makerspace.
Okay.
Right? And the goal is to have the first floor be all about vocational training, trade and stuff like that. So the kids who are more hands-on and wants to learn how either to make the chair or do other stuff like that.
Can I interrupt your thought for a minute?
Yeah.
Maker spaces. For those, again, maker spaces are how prominent in the area? How many do we have? Do you know?
In the Worcester?
Central area, yeah.
No, I don't have. I know of 2 right now, but there are a lot of them. There are throughout New England. There are a lot of them, but there are 2 of them that I am associated with.
And can you just describe for the listeners what? And you probably were going there, but what is a maker space?
It's basically, I think for me, I look at it as a place where you can go and learn anything that you want. It's basically, I would say it's a big space for adult toys. You get me? So machine, computers, these people have their businesses there, but these are people who are looking into electric cars and stuff like that.
So it's like a shared common space where all these entrepreneurs or businesses have space.
Right.
And then they bring in other people or the public or whoever to learn
how to trade.
So they kind of coach and mentor.
Yes. And they have memberships as well.
Oh so my gosh, that's awesome.
Right. Because, all right, this one, he's crazy. Randall, he do this like dragon spitting fire. You know what I mean? They create stuff like that. And I think those are like exciting stuff we would want to bring to the community back in Jamaica, And for us, having that machine shop, like making sure it's well equipped, we want to bring the community into it because now we're not just looking at classrooms, we're looking at the holistic development of the child. And how we're going to do that if we're not involving the community members, the mom, the dad, the elder, and stuff like that? Because that's how the culture is in communities like that. Everybody needs to be involved. So having like the machine shop on the first floor, a lot of people in those communities, they're either carpenters, masons, stuff like that. So now they will have access to the machine shop. So we're helping
the community
like that. And then now upstairs will be for the kids, like some after school programs. Because I was talking to our business marketing director, Senator, the other day, and I was like, do you know what boys and girls are YWCA? She's like, no. I said, it's something similar. We're trying to bring there. And the goal is to have the upstairs be about STEM, arts education, and a little bit of entrepreneurship because
I love it.
They need it.
Well, I'm also thinking, my mind is spinning, and I'm thinking, if they're not already getting this information, maybe classes on entrepreneurship, classes on finances, classes of, how to survive in the world.
Right.
Some basics.
Yeah.
We need it here in the U.S., not just Jamaica. Let me tell you, I just had this conversation with somebody. Why are we not doing this for high school students or even in the universities? Because I know so many kids that can't even add without a calculator.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh, no.
All right, let's not get me going, okay? I mean, when I see a cashier counting on her finger, I'm like, come on, right? Or they can't balance a checkbook, all right? Or they don't know what investments are.
Yes.
Those are fundamental basics that people need to know. Now you can scale it to the region, all right, or where you're delivering this, but people need to know that information.
Yes, you're right.
And have fun too at it,
yes.
Because that's usually how you learn and stay engaged. And
I think creating something like that also will, because we always talk about the service learning aspect of it, bringing in, allowing others from here or throughout the globe to just go and see how we live in this particular community. Because let's talk about it too. Remember, Moortown, where our headquarters will be, is home to the Jamaica Windward Maroons. Yes, right? And they have their like own government system, all of these things, right? They have a colonel and all of that, and they do other they have their traditions and stuff like that. So I believe it's such a rich and vibrant community that people here would love to just embrace it and learn a lot about, you know, and enjoying the country while doing that.
Learning the traditions, learning the culture, getting immersed into it while also helping in a variety of different ways. I don't know who wouldn't want to do that.
Yes.
Right? I mean, there are a lot of great organizations out there, but this one is near and dear to my heart, and I just love being a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
So let the listeners know again how they can get in touch and learn more about you and everything else.
All right. So my name, again, Racquel Knight. I'm the director for the Central Mass Women Business Center at Center for Women and Enterprise. If you, it's a long title, but if you're looking for information on how we can help you with your business, please visit cweonline.org. I'm also the founder and board chairperson for the 401 Child Foundation. And what we do is provide educational resources to kids who attend school in rural and remote Jamaica. If you're looking to volunteer, just like we mentioned that we just partner with the workshop and we're starting to build chairs here. So if you're looking to know how we build these chairs and want to volunteer, we have a huge container right now that needs to be filled with books, pencil, laptops, all of it.
So we're taking donations.
Yes,
You heard it here, folks. We're taking donations.
Yes.
Where can they be dropped off?
I can pick up. You can drop them off at Spinelli, or you can drop them off at the workshop as well, which is at 11 Lanky Street in Leicester.
And we're talking anything like backpacks, notebooks, pencils, basics.
Yes.
For
schools. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great. That's good to know. And I think we would take that year round, right?
Yes. Right.
Wouldn't we? Because again, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And school year is going to be starting soon, right? But we want to continually collect those types of items, grab sales, things of that nature, so that we can continue to just bring things down.
Right. While we build this educational center. But to learn more about 401 Child, again, we're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and just follow us at 401 Child, FORONECHILD. And we're always online, as I said, looking for donation, looking for time to just volunteer, work with us, if you're a board member, team member, fundraising, ideas.
I love it.
We're all here for that.
Hey, one other, I want to talk about something else. Can people go in? Well, you mentioned bringing in and showing people. Is there anything scheduled? Excuse me, folks, to actually see the chairs being built? Is there a date or anything like that?
This summer, it's coming. We're working on it. It should be. There has been a little delay, but definitely this summer we will be doing a couple of workshops.
So it'll be out on social media and things like that?
Yes, to sign up and everything.
Website?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, because I think that would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be interesting. Now, I remember when we did the original, not the original, we've done several. At one time, you were actually putting the logos or names or whoever sponsored the chair.
Yes.
You were putting it on the back of them. Are we still doing that?
Definitely, of course. I think it's awesome. Same way, I would love to see people coming into the workshop and just designing and just beautifying these chairs. You understand? Show their love.
Oh, I think that's great.
These kids.
Leave your mark.
Yes.
Leave your artistic mark on the chair. But remember, they're going to kids.
Yeah, so, make sure they love it. You get me? Get the classroom beautiful and all of that. That's the goal.
I can share with the listeners that I did go on a service trip, and it is very humbling, I must say. It actually brought tears to my eyes to see the infrastructure, the environment that kids do go to school in, not knocking it. They're going to school, they're getting an education, but I was not used to, because I wasn't raised in that infrastructure, right? Where I had to actually, either get there early or, share a desk or a chair, or perhaps sit on the ground. We had that stuff that was there. We take it for granted, I believe. So to see that, to learn about the students, learn about your history, learn about the Maroons and Granny Nanny. Yes. And all of that rich history was just unbelievable to me. Yes. And then to go into the mountains to do a family event, which we did, yes. And see, no hot water in some cases, or it's running from the mountain streams. Not to say that everybody's like that. I mean, there is running water and there is stuff, but there are places that don't have it. It was just an eye-opener, and I think that it just really resonated more so for me to want to be part of this organization. I love children. My husband and I both love children, so we're grateful to be part of this. Yes. And then we do appreciate education and giving students an opportunity to... The world is your oyster, right? You can do what you want with it. The education is power, right? So to have that power, I think is necessary in order to, move on. And I hope that there are a lot more people like you that want to give back. Yes. Right? And share. You're not giving everything, but you are making an impact.
Doing what I can.
You are making an impact, Racquel.
Thank you.
Think about all those schools. Think about all those students that got to sit in chairs. And now think about the machine shop that you're going to be putting in there and what that's going to do for the community, right? And the education as well. I mean, and then, everything else, the supplies, the laptops, the grants for the sponsorships for people to go to school. I mean, it's just so unbelievable in 5 years what you've done. Yes. 6 years, actually. We're in 2023 now. Yes. So, I mean, you should be very happy.
I'm grateful.
And grateful.
Yes.
But I know you aspire to more. Yes. And I wanted people to know more about you and really get to know you better. So I'm so thankful that you came on today.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And I just thanks for the platform to be able to share my story and being a part of the team. We starting out, it was a little challenging because just to share my mission with others, as you mentioned, that you came on because of a friend and stuff like that, but the fact that you and that friend get the chance to see what I'm talking about.
Well, it was I want to clarify that. Yes, I was there because of a friend, and yes, that friend had brought you to that meeting, that luncheon, but it was your story. It was you and your story that got me hooked.
Right. Yes. No, what I'm trying to say is that I appreciate people with your mentality, can just listen to the story and be empathetic towards it. You understand? We're not saying that someone died or tragedy or anything. It's just that, hey, let's get these kids some educational resources so they can be a part of that competition when they grow older. They're the leaders, the future leaders of the country,
That's right.
I am a U.S. citizen now, so I don't see myself going back to Jamaica to live in that sense. But I would love to make sure that there is, and not just me, I'm encouraging the whole diaspora, other people to just remember where they're coming from and find ways they can give back in that sense too.
Oh, amen. I love it. Yes. I love that mission and that statement. All right. Well, again, thank you again for being here. We're so excited. If anyone wants to get information about any of those golf tournaments or any of those fundraisers, you certainly can reach out to my business as well. And you can do that at melodybeachconsulting.com, Racquel directly. And I hope that everybody had a wonderful day today listening to our special guest and learning more about her connection and my connection and others to other parts of the world. And so thank you again, Racquel.
Thanks, Melody.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Bye.